So now on to the last activity of this rollerball lesson. To begin with, you saw some experiments demonstrated, so you understood all the names and all the vocabulary of the rollerball activity. And then we explored together 5 different thought experiments and looked at how the variables were designed and controlled in this, and some of the limitations, some of the problems that we discussed. And then you designed experiments of your own and demonstrated them, and we as a class discussed them. Now we're moving on to 5 experiments that I've designed. If you look, the first experiment is a large wooden rollerball striking a large wooden target ball, and the rollerball is allowed to drop down and strike the target ball from 10 centimeters. And we'll look in the video at what the outcome. 5 attempts at this will be done, 5 repeats of this experiment, and a mean or average will be calculated of the distance that the target ball moves along the track. So get ready to look at the video, and then we will move on to look at the second experiment, and you'll be asked to make some predictions and explanations of how you think raising the rollerball to 20 centimeters will make. So think about that while you're looking at the first video. Later, you'll be asked to make a prediction and explanation. Now you've watched the video and seen the 5 repeats of this experiment, and these are the results in the table with the mean distance moved along the track of the target ball. As we said previously, you're now going to be asked, if we increase the height that the roller ball is dropped, again, it's a large wooden ball striking a large wooden ball as the target ball, make a prediction of how far you think the target ball will move along the track, and give an explanation. You can use the data in the first experiment, and please make sure that you write that down. You may have discussed it in your team, but please make sure you've written down your prediction and your explanation before you see the second video, the second experiment. Now we can see the results of the second experiment, and it's worthwhile for you to think how good was your prediction and how good do you think your explanation fits with this new data. And before we move on to the next experiment, I want you to think so far about the 2 experiments. You can use all of this data in making a prediction of what will happen in the third experiment. Please make sure that you have made your prediction and explanation. Remember, have a look at what variables have changed into this third experiment before you actually look at the experiment. Now you've seen the results of all 3 experiments up to now. And again, I'm asking you to make a prediction with an explanation and to write this down into your course workbook after you've had your discussions or you've had your own thoughts. And have a look at the experiment number 4, what variables are being changed, and they should be part of your explanation. And so make sure you've written it down and committed yourself to your prediction and explanation before you look at the video of the 4th experiment. Now you've had the results of the 4 experiments up to now, and all that remains is the final experiment. Have a look in the table at what variable is being changed and make a prediction with an explanation. And this time you can use all of the data that you've had from the first 4 experiments. And again, please make sure you've committed yourself to your prediction and your explanation before you watch the final video. Now you have the results for all 5 of these experiments. I want you in your course workbook, on the relevant page, try to explain any relationships that you see, any conclusions you can come about relationships between the input variables and the outcome variables, and try to create a general picture of how input variables affect output variables.